What is up, Goat Farm and fellow golf enthusiasts? Welcome to the newest episode of Goat's Golf Highlights. As always, I'm your host, Patrick, PJR Goat, whatever you would like to call me. Thank you for joining me again, and thank you for all the love. I know it seems small. My last video was the best video so far, so let's keep riding that momentum and let's keep making that magic happen. Again, I want to thank my brand partners, Swanee, Squares, Pin Golf. I'm going to be dropping links in the bio for you guys or the description so you guys can save some money on some golf gear. I know times are hard. I know golf is an expensive sport. So if I can help you in any way possible, please make sure to check out those links or send me a message. Maybe I can point you in the right direction for someone else. All right. So let's hop into what happened last week, the 50th Players Edition. What a tournament. What a turnout. I'm kind of at a loss for words about how this all went down. So last week we had Bay Hill. We had Scotty Scheffler winning at Bay Hill and Wyndham Clark in second place. Players Championship, Scotty Scheffler won it with a heartbreaking lip out by Wyndham Clark on the last hole to push the playoff. Did not drop, so he got second place again. And I got to say, I'm impressed with Wyndham Clark before I get into the whole Scheffler thing. Clark has been blowing my mind. I'll be the first one to say that maybe I thought he was a one-hit wonder, and we do see that a lot. A lot of people win a major, and they never really pan out or do anything after that. He wasn't a big name after that. He was going through some stuff. Apparently, he's a bit of a dark horse that's no longer a dark horse. The dude's been playing phenomenal golf. He has a lot of grit, a lot of determination. He's very passionate about what he does. I'm excited to see his turnout. And with him being a bit of a fade player, too, I really like him at Augusta. I would love to see him win another major. I think he has one in the tank. I think he has another win in him. Hopefully, this isn't just some spur of good golf because he's exciting to watch and he's fun to have in the field. And I feel like he is a legitimate threat to the top 10 in the world, even though I believe he is in the top 10 in the world right now. So congrats to Clark on your progress. I can't wait to see where your game goes. Now let's talk about Scheffler. What a dude. So 2 weeks in a row, back-to-back wins to the most challenging tournaments of the years that during the year that are not majors. And he's the first player, Tiger didn't even do this, to win back-to-back Players Championships. That is unheard of. That no one's done that. So it's hard to break a record that hasn't already been, hard to set a record that hasn't already been set, especially with Tiger coming before everyone. So that is massive. It's scary how good he's playing right now. It's very remnant of Tiger. He's had one round over par since I think like August or something like that. He is so consistent. He's always in the mix. The first 2 days, he couldn't even move his neck. I don't know if you guys are watching, he had the neck Band-Aids on. He couldn't move his neck. The dude's very Tiger-esque. I mean, now he only has to do it for 11 more years straight. But hey, it looks like he's not going anywhere. He seems very humble, very driven, very in the moment. It seems like his wife keeps him in check a little bit too, doesn't let him get too braggadocious or anything like that. So what a performance. I mean, the way he pulled through on Sunday, the moment he flew that eagle shot in from the fairway, it was game over. Putts were dropping. So if he's putting well, like I've said before, if he's putting, a few months ago, if he was putting 50% better than what he was, he's going to tear through people. And he's been to the toughest tournaments of the year, and that's exactly what he did. And actually going back at least 50 years, there's never been a tournament or back-to-back tournaments where you had back-to-back winners in follow-up too, so tied for second. So the Scheffler-Wyndham Clark thing is kind of a neat development, and I kind of like it knowing that we lost some people to Liv. It was like, ooh, Scheffler-Rahm, but like now it's like Scheffler-Wyndham maybe? Like, never thought that would come out of my mouth, but that's super cool that maybe we kind of have this like cat and mouse. There's a little bit of a rivalry going here because Clark wants it. He wants one up on him. So Scheffler looks good. He's putting great. Back-to-back Players Champions. There's no words for how incredible his golf game is right now. So it's just phenomenal. So that's a little bit of a recap for you. Going into this week, we have the Valspar at the Copperhead course at Innisbrook. Very exciting event. I love the snake pit. There's something like on average of like 230 something. It plays like 230 something over par, or is that many bogeys every year through the snake pit. It is a vicious course. It is a very target oriented course. It is a placement course. You cannot overpower this course whatsoever, which is good. I like this kind of golf. I like shot shaping. I like placement. I know you have to hit your windows and hit your spots. It's more of an exhausting challenge for golfers. I mean, if you put any golfer on a bomb and gouge course, yes, it's going to present its difficulties, but it's not as difficult as every hole. It's like, this is a 4-iron, this is a 3-wood, this is a driver. Not only that, but you have to go, I got to hit a cut here, got to be left here, I got to hit this part of the green. every shot is so crucial out there, especially when you go through the snake pit. It can get very, very difficult out there on these guys. So I can't wait to see who wins this event. We actually have a very good field. Xander Schauffele is in this, who fell just short last week at the Players. I'm going to put him on my fantasy team. I'll go over my fantasy team at the end of this for you guys. You always take the person who placed in second and you're on your fantasy team the following week. You just do it. I do have some concerns about placing Xander on my team. I'm just following that old expression there, and that's why I have him on there, because his driving accuracy is not his strong suit. So I just like the fact that he's on a little bit of a heater, and maybe he's a little pissed off about blowing the lead, and he goes on for a win. So we'll see about that. But yeah, so we have this tournament with Xander, we have Nick Taylor, we have Brian Harmon, Tony Finau. We have some great golfers in this field this week. So JT's in it as well. Everyone's giving JT some crap right now. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is what it is. I will say this, the Crushers or it was a Smash. Team Smash got him because he missed the cut. So the little banter back and forth between Liv Golf and the PGA Tour again, which it is what it is. I think these Liv guys are playing hard. They're having their first event here in the United States since Anthony Kim has joined this week in Miami at Trump Doral National, I believe is the name of the course. Exciting to have AK back on American soil. I bet the fan turnouts will be freaking wild down there for it, too. I think it's going to be great. Going back to these Liv guys, they were playing in the Asian Tour last week, trying to make some world ranking points, trying to get into these majors. And I have to say this, and I never thought of it this way, because I used to always say Liv golfers never had to play as hard. These 3-day events and this and this and this. Well, here's an interesting argument for you. Maybe they have to play harder, because if they want to play in these majors, they have to go out there and they got to scrape world ranking points. These, I mean, the world ranking points you get for the Players or Bay Hill or even, this week at Valspar, they kind of hand you the world ranking points in a way. But when you're playing the Asian Tour and Australian and playing over in Australia and DP World Tour, you don't get as many world ranking points. So these guys every shot's more important to them. They play in these majors. And I think we're going to see a lot of Liv golfers on these leaderboards at majors. One, they have the incentive to show that we can win majors. And two, they've been grinding harder than I think people on the PGA Tour. I'm not saying the people on the PGA Tour take it for granted, but they don't have to work as hard for these exemptions as these guys are. And if they're putting in that little bit of extra work, that's going to translate to the majors. So we will see what happens there. But right now, let's go over the team rankings for Liv Golf. We have Bryson's team at number 1, leading at 100 points right now, which is insanity to me. They've won the last 2 weeks as a team. Then on top of that, you have Torque and Smash right behind him. You have You have Torque at 58 points and then Smash at 51.50. Bryson's team is tearing it up right now. I still think Bryson's going to win a major this year. Dude is playing some amazing golf right now. And on the individual players right now, you have Joaquin Niemann in the lead at 97 points. Then you have John Rahm in second place at 57.42 points. Then you got DJ in third in points at 54.9. So, Joaquin has 2 wins. DJ has 1. I mean, Rahm hasn't had worse than an 8th place finish all year. I think they're all competitors. I think this, I'm not going to say they're going to sweep, but I really feel like Scheffler is the only PGA Tour's biggest hope at not getting swept at the majors, to be completely honest. So, we'll see. It'll be interesting to say the very least. We did get a commitment from Tiger. Tiger will be playing at Augusta. At least it is on the Masters website at the moment. So we hope to see him out there. I don't really know what to expect from him. I'm just hoping he comes out and he shows all the haters up. All you disrespectful little keyboard warriors need to learn your place and show some respect when it's due. Come on, guys. It's Tiger. Have some respect. But we'll see what his turnout is. I'm hoping him the best. I hope he's healthy. Hopefully he's super healthy and he goes out there and he kicks ass. Could you imagine it was done between Scheffler and Tiger and let's just say like Joaquin Niemann and a Liv guy in the Masters? Like how incredible would that be? Tell me you wouldn't want to watch that golf. So, and speaking of last week of the Players, everyone's saying the PGA Tour is boring. If you found that boring, then you need to watch a new sport. That was freaking fantastic. So I'm hoping that it's just a warm up for what is to come later on this season. Gosh, I cannot talk. This season. So let's hop into my FanDuel team this week. I'm going to pull out the phone to make sure I get it right. So I had to put Brian Harmon in the mix. He seems like he found something in that back 9 at the Players. He had a T2 at the Players. I like Harmon. You don't have to overpower this course. You got to be a shot shaper. You need to be accurate. That's what Harmon does. That is his strong suit. So I like him on a course like this, especially while he's in form. Of course, I had to put Xander on there just because he was in second place last week at the Players. I like to think that he's going to play well this week. My only concern is the accuracy off the tee and maybe a little fatigue from last week. The Players is kind of like a major, and people that typically play that hard in those events, they kind of have like this post-week like exhaustion. They're just not clicking like they were the week before. So maybe he's rested up. We'll see. Hopefully he's pissed off and he goes and puts out a good score for me. Doug Gim. This kid has been playing phenomenal golf all year. He's been consistently getting better. Not a long course. He's not a long hitter. I like him here. I like him a lot here. I would love for him to get his first win on the PGA Tour this week. Next is Adam Schenk. He was playing very well last week. He's kind of a horses for courses thing here, a good shot shaper. I like him, just riding the momentum, guys. You're going to see the people that are placing top 10 who scored really low on Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. Those are really good indicators of who you should be picking for the next week. So when you're watching golf this week, and you see somebody go out there and post on Saturday and Sunday, maybe take like a 4th, 5th place finish, that's the person you need to grab and put on your team for the next week. It typically works out, but not always. It's just like a good little inkling for you. Got Sam Ryder, same exact reason, not the longest hitter in the world. Great shot shaper, great off the tee, very accurate. He played well at the Players. So again, riding the wave. And last, I'm going with Dahmen. Who doesn't love some Joel Dahmen? He played well at the Players. I think he was actually his best finish at the Players ever. And I like him here. Again, not a very long guy, but it seems like a course he could have had a lot of fun with. And I just like the dude. So maybe I never put him on my teams. Maybe he'll bring me some good luck this week. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the stuff and things. I always appreciate the views, the comments, all the love that you guys have been giving me so far. It seems to be growing, so let's keep it growing together, all right? And as always, what's the best that could happen? I'm sending my love to you guys, and deuces.